like my favorite part of this whole day. I love all of this. And he is selling books down in the Woodward Gallery as well. So, you know, we've got all kinds of books to pick from. Well, last today is a young man who I happened to see interview Temple Grandin many years ago. And I thought, what a brave soul. I was so impressed. And I have seen him periodically since. He has turned into an adult somehow. And he is here today to share an experience with us about his life. So Trust, this is Trust Decatur. Welcome him and enjoy.
I am a junior at CSU studying environmental sociology. I'm also getting a minor in human development and family studies. I also work in the library as a digitizing assistant as a work study. I love playing video games after spending all day at school, and it helps me relax. I graduated from high school, magna cum laude, with high honors. I also received the Presidential Grit and Growth Mindset Award and Scholarship. I'm 6 feet tall. Well, before my mom guilts me into getting a haircut, then I'm 5'11" again. Hi, my name is Trust Decatur, and I was diagnosed with autism at 4 years old. And yes, Trust is my real name. What is the most important thing I just told you? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not that I have autism. I'm going to be spending a few minutes sharing parts of my life with all of you. What I hope you remember is not that I have a diagnosis, but that I'm a hard worker and I care about the world around me. I love my friends and family, and that I'm so much more than an autism diagnosis. Here is my journey up to this point. I didn't speak much until I was 4 years old. This put me really far behind socially, which I didn't understand until I got older. My parents did everything right. They read all of the books, listened to people's talks, joined groups, and even got advice from Dr. Temple Grandin herself. I started speech therapy at 2 years old, long before my autism diagnosis. I was in so many different social skills groups and adaptive programs. And those things helped me, but the work hasn't stopped, and I'll probably work on myself for the rest of my life. Today, I want to shed some light on my experience with autism, because every journey is different, but some share a common theme. I'll start at the beginning. Back in the 1900s, just kidding, I was born in 2004. Elementary school was really tough for me. I wasn't invited to parties, and I generally just felt left out. My parents always threw me big parties for Halloween and my birthday, and looking back, I can see that they did this so I'd experience parties. I went to respite care from ages 4 to 8. So many things were a struggle for me. But in that sense, respite care was a safe place for that. I actually made a friend at respite who is 12 years older than me. We used to have fun just being silly. She was awesome. I used to flap my arms, but kids started making fun of me, so my parents bought me a little rubbing stone, and I would put my hands in my pocket to hold this stone. And this helped me fit in better, and it calmed me down. We found that a lot of little things like that. We found a lot of little things like that to help when things got overwhelming. I loved to swing as a kid, so we'd go to the playground frequently just so I could relax. Something about the motion allowed me to it just felt peaceful. Honestly, if it wouldn't look strange, I would still swing. These little things were important to me, and it helped me regulate my nervous system as a child. I had an IEP until about 6th grade. Once I no longer had support, I no longer tried. I thought it might just be dumb, and started using autism as an excuse not to try. I remember my parents saying things like, "Autism didn't choose not to study, you did." And something in me started to shift. Elementary school was hard. I wanted so badly to fit in, and while most kids weren't mean, I'd still feel invisible. In 8th grade, I started a new school and made a new friend who was really smart and very social. This changed everything. I made myself try harder, and I pushed myself every day. That year, I made all A's and B's, something I didn't even know I had in me, being real, had a new group of friends, and I finally felt like I belonged somewhere. I joined Key Club in high school with my best friend. I went to social events and tried so hard. And it was hard, but it also started to work. I was finally more than just a kid with autism. My school offered free tutoring, and I took advantage of this every single semester. And by the time I graduated, I had over 100 hours of tutoring. If it weren't for tutoring, I would have had a much harder time. At one point, I was even in college physics. I had an F initially, and most of the class did. A lot of kids ended up dropping the class. My parents gave me the choice to drop it or meet with the teacher and figure out a plan. I ended up getting a B in college physics miraculously. But this was a defining moment for me. I'm not dumb. Sometimes I just have to work extra hard at something. Every single day of high school was hard. It might be hard socially or academically, but regardless, it was hard. I had moments that I thought I might not make it through, but I never gave up. I would talk to my parents almost every day about what went good or bad. Because of this, I got stronger, and I mostly listened to them. My family showed up with honesty. This showed me that I could too, and it gave me confidence in myself. I would be lying if I told you any part of this has been easy. It's hard walking into school with no friends, struggling to find a date to homecoming because I just could not make myself ask anyone. But I'm happy to report that I went to 3 homecomings and 2 proms, with friends. But I win, and honestly, it's a little overrated. But now that I'm in college, life is different. I have to do everything on my own, and I have to show up for myself. College has been really challenging. If I have a problem, I have to figure it out. And working on campus has also been a challenge for me, because splitting my time between classes and work has always been kind of a struggle for me. I still need a routine, but I'm also more flexible now and can see my growth. So, here's what I learned about myself after 22 years. Number 1, I don't quit. Number 2, I speak up for myself and others. And number 3, I am so much more than just an autism diagnosis. Now, what do I still need to learn? According to my mom, everything. She's probably at least half right. And speaking of which, here are my tips for parents. Number 1, honesty. Have hard conversations with your kids. Remind them that life is hard and we all make mistakes. My parents never shied away from talking about their mistakes, so I was able to learn from them. We all make mistakes because we're all human. And they screwed up plenty. Just kidding, Mom. Number 2, watch sitcoms. I learned so much from watching sitcoms. We talk about them and all the different situation or trouble that the main characters have gotten themselves into. It even helped me understand facial cues and how to read people. We started with The Brady Bunch, which had examples of good behavior, and eventually ended up watching Seinfeld. Though Seinfeld taught me a lot about bad behavior, but I still loved it. And over the years, we have watched so many sitcoms. Everything from The Office, Parks and Rec, Everybody Loves Raymond, King of Queens, even Taxi. The list goes on. I'm a black and white thinker. So I also learned a lot about nuance and how to read situations. And honestly, I can't recommend this more. It was like having a classroom in my house every day. Number 3, failure. Let them fail. I was allowed to fail. At one point in my life, I used autism as an excuse, but my parents squashed that. I remember my dad saying, "Autism did not decide not to do your homework." And that one was worth repeating to you. It was very impactful to me. Facing consequences helped me grow. Looking back, having a family that refused to use autism to use an autism diagnosis as an excuse made me stop using it as an excuse. My mom and dad made me believe that I could do anything I wanted. Well, I mean, almost anything. They never let me give up because it was hard, and I'm really grateful for that. Number 4, ownership. Have hard conversations. When I would struggle socially, we would talk about things I could do better. We tried so many things over the years. By seeing my parents' humanity and their mistakes, I was able to see that I am not a victim of autism. I'm just a person that is allowed to be human. This helped me show up stronger because I no longer see autism as an obstacle. Some things are just hard for me. Number 5, discomfort. Push them. This is so important. And I am so grateful that my parents pushed me to keep trying and improving. I actually thanked them multiple times for it over the years. For example, if I had a bad day and didn't want to go back to school, they'd say, okay, well, what can you do different tomorrow? We would even role play until I was more comfortable with it. By talking through things in a safe space, I was able to grow, get back up when I'd stumble, or even change course completely. And now on to my current biggest obstacle. I still haven't had a date, but I'm working on it, which leads me to this. I auditioned with a producer to be on Love on the Spectrum. They didn't choose me. Can you believe that? This guy? Feel free to write to the producers on my behalf. Because dating is the one thing that I'm actually really excited about, and it's a real struggle. I have no doubt that I'll figure this out soon enough. But thank you all for your time, and I'm happy to answer questions if anyone dares to ask.